Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? This is Roger, of course, with Groovis Games Unlimited, and welcome back to our ongoing game of the Solo Crusader game mode. Wow, was there a lot going on the last few days, or what? It's so nice to have you back, and I want to start off with saying I hope everyone watching this right now had a very Merry Christmas with your family and friends. We had a very awesome one here, so I hope that you really had a great holiday weekend, the past holiday weekend. And then just a few days from now, New Year's 2022. So I just hope everyone's doing great and had a safe holiday, and you got a bunch of stuff from Santa Claus and board games or whatever. So it's nice to be back with our game. And I have been looking forward to this, and I've been fighting to get back here, but it's just been so busy with some family stuff, game stuff, and I don't know. It's just great to be back with you guys. So welcome. Okay, let's get into this because I want to hit turn 3, and I think it's going to go more briskly now because we went over a lot in the game, so we're going to knock out a few turns pretty quick here. A couple things I want to bring up. I was going to bring this up, this tavern task that I didn't want you to forget about. So we're going to talk about this from the one hero in Avalon. Comes in the focus. Hano Lithgar. Orcs must die. We'll get to that. But, we're out of focus. But what I wanted to say, I've been talking to some people, and, I'm really loving the Solo Crusader mode. And, again, this is even more. It's being just incredibly well received. And what I want to say is, I'm so glad this is in the game for you, because my original intent was controlling multiple heroes, and I have a surprise for you at the very end of this video, something I think you're going to enjoy. You can go out and pick up, and I've been playing it during the holidays, so I have something for you at the end. But in regards to the Solo Crusader mode, I'm very happy this is in the game because in this mode you just select a hero, and if you want, a mercenary, and then your fetch hound Albus. And what I always knew this, but it just really came into focus after talking to people. This really gets you acclimated to the game in controlling heroes. Just like one or two to start off with, to get your feet wet, to get you acclimated to it. And then, I think you guys got the hang of this game already. You can kind of go ease yourself into the standard way to play with controlling. Maybe you want to control 4 heroes or 3 heroes, and then maybe 6 heroes, and then, of course, more if you want. So my ultimate point is I'm just so happy this is in the game now because, it's not too much. It's just enough to get your feet wet, say, hey, okay, I understand now how to control heroes, and now you can slowly introduce more heroes because you could probably already see, we have Zeke and Maheliak up there, that they're going up to the spider lair. Well, let's say we had 2 other heroes. Maybe we could have them one of them go do some mining, another one to pop open chests. You see what I mean? Because the Solo Crusader mode gets you acclimated to 1, maybe 2 heroes. And remember, we have a second mercenary, Matari, we may hire. But this is just a great introduction to the game, and I'm just happy that there's really so many ways to play the game. That's what I wanted to say. So I'm glad you're enjoying the Solo Crusader mode because I'm really enjoying playing it with you. Game related. I just wanted to remind you that we do have this tavern task. These are optional. You don't have to do them. And this is the one where we have to kill some orcs, or Hano Lithgar is asking us to take out some of the orcs. And we do have that orc archer that spawned that's currently in the Tomb of St. Viticus North. So I just wanted to remind you of that. So if we do kill it, or when we kill it, we'll have to put a marker on this. So this is, of course, still active. And then I want to take you over to the combat table because Andrew asked about I'm going to zoom it down real quick, the red bases in the Ancient Depths. So real quickly, before we get back into our game, our turn, I want to take you over to the combat table and just briefly explain about the key system I created in Dungeon Crusade. So I'll meet you at the table. Okay, and I just wanted to briefly go over the key system in the game. I don't think I ever went this in depth with it, but Andrew had asked, why was there, why is there red bases on the doors in the ancient depths? Because there's a key system in the game that I wanted to create, and I was kind of inspired by, you have to go way back for this, Adventure. Remember Adventure for the 2600 with the black castle and the gold castle and the white castle where you had to find keys, and Gauntlet, the 80s arcade machine Gauntlet, save keys to open doors, that whole thing. Well, in Dungeon Crusade, there's these different colored bases, and the heroes need to find the proper keys to open those doors. So, for example, down here in Champions Hall for our demo, here those have blue bases, so the heroes would have to find the ivory key. Come in. So there's the ivory key. So the heroes have to find that. No, you can't bash doors open. So over here in the Chapel of Light North, those have green bases. So the heroes would have to find the green jade key. And that will unlock all chamber doors with a green base. Then up there in the Halls of the Dead West, is that? Notice the yellow bases. The heroes would have to find the golden key to open up chamber doors with yellow bases. And then finally, because we don't have the onyx key, it's kind of red, we have the other, that's Halls of the Dead East, that's West. Red bases, the onyx key will open up doors with red bases, which that's what we're going to the spider lair for, to locate that onyx key to open up those bases. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview of the kind of cool key system in Dungeon Crusade. Okay, let's head back over there. Let's start with turn 3. And actually, before we head back over to our dungeon, we're going to go into the upkeep phase. And remember, that's at the start of a turn. Looking at our player aid cards, which you get with the game. So upkeep, and you're just going to run right down this list. You may already know this. Do our heroes have any afflictions, as in the poison or the bleeding one? No. So we can bypass that. Do they have any lit torches we have to test with the D12? No lit torches. Any special abilities that have been channeled, turned upside down? Nope. Mahaliak has intimidating shout, but remember, that has a green arrow, so that always stays channeled. You never have to channel this. So our heroes are doing good. Our quests are still active, so we won't use the teleport track. So one of my favorite parts of the game, let's go over to the dungeon and let's discuss our upcoming strategy and our plan for turn 3. And we are in the dungeon. I just wanted to get you down here in the action so we can talk about what we're going to do. The first thing that we're going to do, even before the heroes move, remember, Albus has all of those items from the village. So we're going to move him. And remember, you can activate Albus anytime during the hero phase. We're going to move Albus adjacent to our heroes. It's a free action. He's going to drop F everything. He's going to pick up more gold, and we're going to shoot him back to the village to get even more stuff. Because I think Zeke has 700 gold, and Mahalik has 3, as I just looked. So we're going to get more goodies from the village. Then, boy, there's so much I want to do on this turn. I want to get into the spider lair with you guys right here, because that's where the onyx key is. I don't know which chamber. It's random every game, so we'll probably hit this chamber first. We're going to see if we can locate that. We'll definitely run into some trouble with some champion monsters in there. But then up here, there's a possible mining site, if you can see this. It's unexplored, of course. So, you know what? We may wait. We might, because Albus can reveal mining sites. So we may actually move him, and we're going to reveal that. But we'll move our heroes into this chamber. So we should be able to do this, hopefully, with 2 initiative tokens, and then we'll come out, maybe hit another chamber if we don't find the onyx key. But I definitely want to do some mining with you guys. And there is a treasure chest around here that I think we're going to hit that. So I think that's going to be our plan. So let's go over and place our initiative tokens. Actually, before I do that, take a look here. Now these, especially when your heroes are level 1, a mystery chamber was populated during the seeding process. I don't know. I'm thinking of just going in there to show you guys this, but there's some good stuff in mystery chambers, and there could be some hazardous stuff in here. So I don't know. We may try to hit up that mystery chamber. Okay, and I think we're just going to alternate with the initiative tokens because I want to try to clear out the spider lair so we can find that onyx key. So initiative token 1, Maheliak. Initiative token 2, Zeke. Initiative token 3, Maheliak. 4, we'll go to Zeke. Finally, initiative token 5 to Maheliak. And initiative token 6 to Zeke. All right, hero phase is finished. And of course, we are going to move into the encounter phase. Remember, we're going to draw an encounter card and see what's going to happen this turn. And we're here at the encounter deck. We'll draw the top card. And I'm trying to read this through the camera. And this is an environment. Let me explain about environments. This is going to stay in effect until another environment cancels this out, or there are possibly some things in the encounter deck that will cancel this out. So let's read this and see what it says as I'm trying to read this through the camera. Bounty. The village is paying 100 gold. This is a good one. The village is paying 100 gold per minion slain to a maximum of 10 while this environment is in effect. Place a token on this card each time the heroes slay a minion. Once another environment comes into effect, cancel this out. On the next celebration day, the heroes may collect their reward. After this card has been played, place it back into the inactive encounter card deck. Okay, so this is a really good one. As I said before, there's good, bad, middle of the road in the encounter deck. So don't think everything is bad in the encounter deck. It's not like that at all. So we're going to have to remember this. And since we have some minions, we definitely want to try to kill some of them, because if we kill 10, that's getting that 1,000 gold on the first celebration day. So I'll set this aside. And next up, we are going to go to the consulting our card here so you can see. Next up is the Guardian phase. So let's move the camera up to the Guardian track. And currently you can see that our Guardian spawn track is on 18. I have our D20. We're going to roll. And nope, no Guardian is going to spawn. A 6. We're going to move that down. But you notice now, as the game is progressing, and remember, our quota is 2. We're going to be spawning 2 Guardians, not at the same time, but one at a time. So as this goes down, you can see the chances of a Guardian entering the dungeon become greater. Okay, time for the hero phase. And remember what I said, we're going to move Albus and get him adjacent to the heroes. So roll for movement. He has a base movement of 6. Wow, a lot of movement. 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, with Albus, he can hold on to the rest of his movement after he does that. So he can interrupt his movement, pass off whatever he has, and then continue his movement. So let's go over to the table again so we can see the items and how we're going to distribute everything. So he has 6 remaining movement when we return. And here we are with Albus. I kind of spread everything out so you can see everything he brought back. He has 100 gold change. We're just going to leave that with him right now. And since he's adjacent to each hero, they can take everything from Albus with no penalty for using an action. So definitely we're going to give Maheliak, I'm just going to move it over here, a healing potion. I think we're definitely going to give him another one just in case. We bought, and I think, we bought, oh, I'm sorry, that elixir was already there. That was Zeke's. That got mixed in. Orchard juice potion, so he can get his essence back. That's going to go to Maheliak. And then finally, we're going to give this healing potion to Zeke. Who do we want to give the pickaxe to? I guess we're going to give this. How about we give it to Zeke? He'll do some mining. And then the fabled dagger, we are going to give this to Zeke. Because remember, we're going to try to do some mining, get some power gems, and then, your simple materials, moonstone and zultanite. So we're going to give that to Zeke. Now he's adjacent to him, so let's give him some gold because we're definitely going to send him back. So this is from Zeke. There's 2, 4, so was that 500? Whoops, 600, 700, right? Yep, 700. And then Mahaliak is going to give him 300. So he has that 1,000 gold. And we're going to have him, oh, no, I'm going to give that back to Zeke. So he has 1,000. Okay, we're going to go back to the dungeon. Albus is going to continue his movement, and we're going to reveal to see if that's a mining site. So let's head back to the dungeon. Okay, and he had that 6 movement remaining. And remember, heroes can move past each other, and monsters. They can actually pass by monsters in Dungeon Crusade. So he has basically 6 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, we're gonna have to use another movement to get him there. So we'll go, this is his last action. Base movement of 6 plus 4, so 1. So he has 9 movement remaining, remember. A hero or Albus just has to be adjacent to a mining site, which is right there, to reveal it. It can be on top of it or adjacent. So we're going to flip this over, and hopefully it's a mining site. So there, which says unexplored. Flip it over, and this is not a mining site. Okay, so we're just gonna, this goes back in the game box. However, because I definitely want to do some mining, let's go right over here into the ruins of Daggereth, as I hopefully don't knock anything over, because we're just, instead of going back to the village, we're going to have him come down here and try to reveal this one. Okay, so let's, I'm not going to move the camera again. I'm going to move him down. He had 9 movement remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Albus does not trigger traps. Remember, nothing bad can happen to Albus. He's just standing here, so you don't have to reveal a trap. Albus never triggers traps. Okay, so now let's get to our heroes and try to get into one of the chambers of the spider lair. Okay, and we're about to move Mahaliak first, because of course he has initiative token 1. But first, we've got to get him healed up. I'm going to get his hero card so you can see this. And remember, Albus just gave him the healing potion. We definitely want to heal him. And he heals for, when consumed, 6 health. Remember, everything is on the back of the tokens for you. So he was at, what was he at here? So what is that, 5? So he's going to go up to 11. And remember, you can never go past where the circle's at. That's their starting health. So he's got his health back. And drinking a potion, that's not an action. That's something free. Okay, next up, he is going to quaff down this Ochre Juice potion, and this will restore 6 essence. Okay, so he was completely deleted of all essence. So he's up to 6. Okay, so he is healthy again. He's got some essence. Now, let's generate some movement for his first action and see if we can get into that chamber. He has a base movement of 2. That's only a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we're definitely going to be able to get into this chamber. And remember, we're going to rally Zeke. So second action, so it's like a move and attack action, or rally. 2 again, but that's enough to get into that chamber. And remember that you can burn essence to gain 1 movement. 1, 2, 3. Chamber doors automatically open. It's not an action, and boom. And do remember, there's a quest. Well, let me get my hand out of the way. There is a quest token there. You can never reveal this until the monster is slain, so just forget it's there. And you can never reveal this until you declare you want to start battle. So what are we going to do? We're going to rally Zeke. Take your initiative token 1, flip it over to rally. 1 essence to rally. We're going to get his hero card down here, and we're going to pay 1 essence to call out to Zeke, his comrade, to get in there. Let's get some combat going. Zeke has initiative token 2. Of course, he answers the rally call, so let's generate some movement to get Zeke in there. Great. That's a 6 and a 2. Base movement of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 basically. Chamber door closes. And you keep that closed in case there was a guardian. Guardians can't see heroes in chambers. There's another little rule of the game. And now, let's just reveal everything here. Well, we already know it's going to be a level 1 monster. But again, we cannot reveal that quest token until, oh no, I'm sorry, this is an empty chamber. Remember in Dungeon Crusade, and you'll see this, like, not in this one, since they're on level 1 quests, there's actually a slight chance an empty chamber could show up. A level 1, there's a good chance a level 1 monster could show up, or a level 2 monster. Now this is kind of like a tutorial quest, so only level 1 champions are going to spawn. But you're going to notice after this quest in particular, when you move on to the other quest tables and other scenarios, there's a slight chance you may find an empty chamber. There's a slight chance a level 2 monster could be in there, but a good chance of a level 1. But this allows us to reveal this quest token. So let's see if this is the Onyx key, and it is. However, we're going to do some battling coming up. So there is the Onyx key. We have that. That will unlock the doors in the Ancient Depths so they could try to locate the Sparkling Cherry Jubilee for Baron Whitmore. Okay, so that was actually a pretty good churn. Hopefully you learned a lot from that. Let's try to get them into this chamber here and do some battle, because I guarantee you there's going to be a level 1 monster in there. So we're up to initiative token 3, right? Maheliak had that. Let's generate some movement. That's good movement. 5 and 2, that's 7. So it automatically kind of opens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Opens. Okay, so he enters there, and he is going to, of course, rally Zeke again. Definitely want, these two together to fight. Rally. Let's go over to Zeke. Initiative token 4. He's going to answer the rally call. Oh, hold on, we got to pay the essence cost for Maheliak. Remember, whoever you're rallying, they don't pay that. This is the hero who is rallying has to pay that, okay? Hope you don't mind me moving briskly, because I think you kind of got this game. It's, like I said, this ain't rocket science. It's a very easy game to learn, but a lot of tactics, strategies, and planning that goes with it. Okay, base movement of 2 plus a 3, that's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, with this second action, we'll roll, and he's just going to be able to get right in there. 2. Okay, so he's in the chamber. And you already know that. We can't reveal it, but it's going to be a blank quest token because we already have the Onyx key. So we'll put that there, reveal the monster. It's a level 1 champion. Let's shuffle the deck right here in camera. And let's see what our heroes will be facing. Oh, excuse me. So I wanted to tell you real quick, I'm looking for the level 1 champion monster cards. We moved this whole thing for a Christmas dinner, so we carefully put everything back. So the decks are a little bit out of order, so please forgive me. Okay, here they are. Okay, we're going to shuffle these on camera so you see there's no funny business. And see what champion monster, or remember there's a few dual chamber champion monster cards in all the champion decks, so I do recommend removing those for your first few games. Okay, so we'll just draw this one. And they will be combating an Afflicted. Now this is just a non-elite, so this just has the origin stories I wrote. Versed in spiritual, versed in ranged, versed in chaos. They're going to kick this Afflicted's butt, I guarantee you. Let's go over to the combat table and take care of this Afflicted. And we are going back to our zoomed in chamber because I think you guys like that. And I think they're going to kick her butt. I think in the first round, I'm going to predict this because they are very proficient, especially Maheliak, in chaos and ranged. So I want to go over this real quick with you. And I think hopefully you like to hear about this. But when I wrote the story for Dungeon Crusade, I think, I got incredibly in depth to draw people into like the world building and the lore of Avalon. So this Afflicted here, this is the normal version, And let's go over her origin story real quick. I thought you'd enjoy hearing about this. Origins, villages basically all over Avalon. The afflicted are villagers that have been infected by the recent outbreak of scarlet plague. These doomed souls are outcast from society and locked away in dungeons to avoid contact with non-infected villagers. So that's what happens when scarlet plague hits a villager. They become just crazed. Their eyes roll back white and they attack almost like in a blood frenzy. And it's highly contagious. So that's like the little thing I wrote in Dungeon Crusade, and it's all over Avalon. So you'll see, even in the Avalon Adventure board game, this will pop up. But what's interesting is, and it's kind of disgusting, is the elite version that there's a special ability I created called Spew Bile, and there's a chance that this afflicted could spew bile on the hero, and it's this green, brown, murky, stinky substance. It's really pretty disgusting. So I just wanted to give you a little history of, scarlet plague and the afflicted. But we can see this warfare type: spiritual, ranged, and chaos. This is over. This afflicted is not going to stand the chance. We're going to bring in our friendly Minotaur card holder for the battle. Put our afflicted card there so you can see it. I already have the warfare tokens. So remember, we're at the top of, we're going to go super fast, guys, with this. Top of around the combat, there's no special abilities. We're going to move to the next. Do the heroes want to drink a potion? Do they want to use a special ability? We could activate Intimidating Shout. I don't think we're going to need this. I think this is going to be a very quick battle because what the afflicted has for health, I think we're going to kill it without even using that. So we're going to shuffle. So we're going to go into combat now. We're going to shuffle these up a little bit and reveal phase 1 is ranged. Well, I don't want to move his card, but he has a 0 for on ranged warfare. However, remember, he has Mallory's golden bow, and this is a piece of fabled gear. Mallory was the daughter to Emperor Sylvian, but this adds a +3 to any warfare, ranged warfare rolls, 2 damage. So of course, for phase 1, we're going to attack with Mallory's golden bow. So we have a potential to put 2 damage on this afflicted. Get the ranged warfare dice, hopefully roll right here and knock anything over. And I'm sorry, what do we have to get there? That is a, consulting the warfare value, that's a 9. So basically we just need a 6. So remember what I said, like what I consider dice roll, if you watch that intermission. So Mahaliak runs up, pulls the bow back, and that's a super good hit. So if you picture that, he just pulled the bow back and just hit her right in the head with the arrow. 13 and 3, that's 16. And you know what? I have to get damage markers. I forgot. I apologize. We will use our die for right now. So she has, I have to go get those. So round 1's over, or phase 1 is over. I already told you, I knew we were going to kill her pretty quick. Moves back, clear this out. Phase 2. We're going to reveal the next warfare token, and it's spiritual. Now, I don't want to disrupt all this, but I'll just tell you, Mahaliak, let me try to get this up here so you can see it, refresh your memory. So Mahaliak has, he's not very proficient in spiritual warfare, because that's a -2. However, with Mallory's golden bow, that is a +3, so that brings it up, 2 of that will bring it up to 0, that's a +1. However, Zeke here is a little proficient in this. So he could add a +1 to this roll, and he has Luke's training sword. Actually, Luke was Mallory's best friend. But again, this is just for chaos and physical. So we can add a 1. I think I'm just going to have him attack, because I think Mahaliak is, if Zeke doesn't kill her in phase 2, Mahaliak's going to wipe her out in phase 3, because it's going to be chaos. So we're going to use Luke's training sword in phase 2 of combat. Hopefully you're getting all that. Let's so there's that. 2 health, put that back there. Spiritual warfare dice, and the spiritual warfare on, so it's her So that's an 11. So he's got to get a 10 or better. Okay, so let's see what happens. Phase 2, Zeke rushes up with Luke's training sword and... Now, what I picture, he like slipped, and this afflicted maybe went at him and like just scratched him. So that's, what is that, a 4 and a 1, that's a 5, with that 6. Zeke is going to take a damage for that. So if you watch my intermission, that's really how I think of it. So maybe he went up and he slipped on something and she just scratched him. So he's going to go down by 1. So he has 7 health remaining. Okay, so he kind of heads back here, clear out the warfare token, clear the dice. Finally to phase 3, which is going to be chaos. Well, you already know we're going to go with Mahaliak because, I'll show you real quick. He's got a +3 to chaos warfare. On hers, she's a 10, so he only needs to get a 7 to do the killing blow. So again, he's going to run up with Mallory's golden bow. Phase 3 of combat, bring him up. Chaos warfare dice, pulls the bow back, and a good hit. That's 10 plus 3, that's 13. He only needed a 10. What'd I tell you guys? They have killed the afflicted. She is dead. Okay, so let's take a look at this. She, of course, was worth 2 life force. Remember, that's like XP that goes into a collective pool. And I have to get my case out. I got to get my case out to get the damage markers and the life force. But what we can do right now, I'm going to get that when we head back to the dungeon. We have a loot and gold roll. Remember, we're going to take D20. So for a piece of loot, the chance that she could drop a piece of loot is an 18 plus. And for her to drop 100 gold, 14 plus. Let me get the D20 here. You know, I always remember to get those stupid damage markers and life force out. I will remember. So we're going to roll. Oh my God, a nat 20. Look at that on camera. How awesome is that? Okay, I got to get her 100. Now wait, I'm going to shuffle this on camera. See, there's no funny business. So remember, what happens is, notice the 18 plus. That, of course, if she would have had, if Mahaliak would have got 18 or higher, you get the draw from the loot deck. Because it's a nat 20, he found loot. So this afflicted has dropped a piece of loot. Let's see what she had. I'm going to shuffle this for you guys. There's 193 pieces of loot, in unique loot in Dungeon Crusade. So I'm going to shuffle this so you know that, because if I pull a legendary, I want that to be on camera. Okay, just cut it one more time. This top card right here, I'm going to take this. So you know there's no funny business. So as Mahaliak is searching this afflicted, she dropped an epic piece of gear, Hammer of the Warbringer, socketed. That's epic. Purple means epic. Man, let's take a look at this bad boy. 700 gold if the blacksmith was going to sell it. This is tier 3, meaning the hero has to be level 3 to use it. +3 damage, +2 to spiritual. Flavor text: smashing the skulls of your foes never felt so good. I love writing flavor text, guys. There you go, on camera. Hammer of the Warbringer. Okay. I'm going to get the life force, get the 100 gold, meet you back in the dungeon.